The topic that we're going to discuss today is getting real with artificial intelligence. And so the big question that you're going to walk away with the answer to today is, what does generative AI mean for your 2023-2024 planning, right? So you're going to walk away with the answer to that question. Again, my name is KaLyn. Nice to meet each and every one of you. I tried to kind of shake every hand that I could. I want to start off by giving you just a fun fact about me. So I graduated as a member of the first class to have our ceremony strictly on YouTube. So I graduated in 2020 at the break of the pandemic. So I actually couldn't have a graduation ceremony until like 3 or 4 months later due to COVID. And when we finally got that graduation ceremony, it was strictly on YouTube. So at that moment, it was sad, of course, but it was kind of reassuring to me because my family was very nervous when I told them I was going to school to study social media. They were like, "You are never gonna get a job." So when I helped the University of Memphis put together that live stream of the graduation ceremony on YouTube, it made me feel like I had made the right decision, because the world is really kind of transitioning into that hybrid experience of not only do people want to be there in person, but people who can't make it to in-person events don't want to feel left out. So we can leverage technology to include everyone. I own an advertising agency, All Eyes on You Branding, and we are a health and beauty business. So on our health sector, we have some hospitals, medical device companies, and food and beverage, which includes restaurants, mobile bartenders. And then on the beauty side, we have a couple of fashion boutiques, cosmetic stores, one up here in 5 Points South. And so that kind of gives you a gist of the clients that we serve in the Mid-South. I gained my experience working for Memphis Grizzlies during my time there. I also served at St. Jude and several hospitals in Memphis, Tennessee. I worked with a medical device company that brought the vaccine to market and got a lot of experience doing market research there. I have a financial advisory company that I've worked with out in Austin, Texas, as well as doing sales for TV and radio for quite some time at Summit Media. And then I have a couple of beauty supply stores and fashion designers that I assist with their advertising as well. My why. So some of you are over here at the last event. My why changed a little bit because I have several whys. The last time I had my handsome two brothers up here, so I thought I'd switch it up a little bit and tell you another reason why I started my business and why I am so passionate about settings like this one. And it's because minority business owners have united in order to advance our communities, and so I have kind of interjected myself into that motion by dedicating my business to educating and serving minority organizations. The way that we do that is through having affordable agency fees, as well as marketing strategies that are designed to reduce costs. We have been able to support over 300 minority-owned businesses since 2016 with this strategy. So some of our clients, current clients, we have Yo Chef Surf and Turf brand, which is located over on Finley Boulevard. We have the I Survive You Can Too brand, which is a book. We also have some merch, and we do activations with this brand as well. Ruth Proctor is the author, and she pretty much wrote the book about surviving molestation, surviving divorce, and other traumatic experiences that many women go through. And so with this brand, we can promote health and wellness for women. Serena Williams is a business lawyer located in North Carolina, and so we built several e-courses for her, and we've helped Serena pretty much take her intellectual property of all of the knowledge she has in terms of the legalities on how to run a business, and built several e-courses for her on how to file a trademark, how to properly use your LLC, and other topics like that. As you'll see, Whitney here, my good friend, she's the owner of Want to Be Well. Whitney is a doula and she's also an herbalist. So she actually makes medicine from the ground at home, and I order these things that really, really work, y'all, for women. And she also does natural home births for moms. I had to throw my picture up here, y'all. I feel like I look cute. This is the Deshay Apparel brand. They are a clothing brand out of Memphis, Tennessee. We started with Deshay Apparel in 2021, and she was in a small suite that didn't have much visibility, and we were able to grow her online sales with her website and Instagram shop to now where she is in a storefront about 3 sizes the time as that suite that we started in. Smart Moms, like the brand that you work with, is a hiring company. They specifically curate jobs that are fitting for moms. So some of these jobs are like work from home jobs and jobs that have very flexible schedules. She also serves employers who can post jobs on her website. So we pretty much created her website that works a lot like Indeed. We also have the Manhattan Sports Bar and Lounge, which is out in Memphis, Tennessee, where they do a lot of live jazz performances, and so we assist them with their live streams of their shows and the ticket sales on Eventbrite. And lastly, we have the Locker Room, which is a platform that connects basketball and live music, which are 2 very popular topics in Memphis. All Eyes on You Branding's mission to educate includes the use of artificial intelligence. Mind Your Business is our research platform, and our members have a lifetime access to ebooks, workshops like this one, and video modules that can help them literally mind their business. So we started Mind Your Business program because we saw that global events often impact pay-per-click performance. Pay-per-click performance is, for example, if you wanted to run an ad on Facebook, you would be bidding against other business owners that are targeting the same audience as you. So essentially, you would have to spend more money than the next person in order for your ad to be shown. Now, what happens with any other market? The more people that have found out about how to run a Facebook ad, the more competition you have. So whereas in 2012, where you could have spent $10 to win a bid, in 2023 on Facebook, you need to spend between $30 to $50 a day to be successful. So the problem that we see there is that advertisers are spending more money than they're actually making on these pay-per-click platforms because of, for example, COVID caused the influx in the use of these pay-per-click platforms. So we use our cultural intelligence pixel that scans different tweets, blogs, and platforms across the web in order to be able to gather this research and put it in a more digestible form for you all. And before we get started on our lesson today, I have to give a quick shout out to our partners. I did not make today happen all by myself. I had a great team to help me. We have Stars by Design, who prepared your delicious lunch today. We have the Sip and Serve brand, who's a mobile bartending over there. The Mind Your Business e-course platform. Forge for blessing us with this space for us to collaborate. And then All Eyes on You branding as well. Quick rundown of how today is going to go. We're going to start with an introduction just to make sure you all have some background information and that we're all on the same page in terms of our level of knowledge about what we're going to talk about today. Then we're going to discover generative AI. Moving on to some case studies so you all can see what this looks like in real time. And then we're going to conclude with an action planning workshop where you all will actually be able to use some of the tools that we've learned about today. And then we'll close with the Q&A where we can collaborate and kind of get some of your questions answered. Sound like a plan? All right. So starting with our introduction. Thinking big. Our introduction is going to answer this question for you all. How is generative AI shaping consumer engagement and perception? How can organizations follow the emerging trends in AI to plan for 2024? So, there are three primary types of generative AI. And so you may notice this new term in front of the word AI, generative. So there are lots of types of artificial intelligence, but we're specifically going to be talking about generative AI today. And so here are three examples of that. The first being text to video. And an example of that is Canva. By show of hands, how many of you all use Canva? Okay, nice. So Canva AI function, you can create talking head videos on Canva. Did y'all know that? You can literally type in, you can upload a photo of yourself, type in a script, and it's going to make your lips move as if you sat there and recorded a Zoom video of yourself. They also have a way that you can skip the whole production part. You don't even need a picture. They can create an avatar of you and make this avatar read out the script. You can determine the tone of voice, the gender, the language, and all types of things in order to customize the audio to the way that your audience would perceive it the best. The next example of generative AI is text to image. An example of this is going to be Canva and ChatGPT. How many of you have ChatGPT? Nice, okay. And for those of you that don't, I will explain what these platforms are. So with Canva and ChatGPT, you can create custom product photos. You can also sketch out your creative direction, and you can generate images that don't exist without paying a photographer, without outsourcing a studio. You can create images specifically for your brand that doesn't exist. So if you needed a picture of a panda on a bicycle in deep focus, you can type it in Canva and it's going to create it. Lastly, text to text. So an example of this is is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT can help you understand text. You can copy and paste an article, upload it to ChatGPT and say, put this in layman's terms for me. You could also tell it to paraphrase this for me. ChatGPT can create copywriting for you. So those of you that struggle with coming up with your Instagram caption, or you struggle with figuring out the copywriting for your website, you can actually type in a prompt into this app, ChatGPT, and it will do the entire blog article, copywriting, whatever you need. Email marketing for you. And then ChatGPT is also a great research platform as well. So similar to the way that you would use Google, you can ask ChatGPT a question as well. So some trends that our cultural intelligence pixel picked up on concerning artificial intelligence. It's going to be the algorithm-based media. And if you all were here last time, we talked a little bit about algorithm-based media. That's where you use a retargeting pixel to continue to track people from the day that they get aware that your brand exists to the moment that they pull the card out and actually purchase with you. You are being tracked. Each and every one of you are being tracked. With every device that you have, your cell phone, your TV, your Sirius XM on your radio, any electronic device you have is being tracked. And advertisers like me are using the data that you constantly input as you use these devices to serve you personalized advertising. Metaverse. So we also talked a little bit about the metaverse last time. as you all know, Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, bought out the Oculus headset device. And so soon you'll be able to enter Facebook and Instagram using virtual reality. Now, what does this mean for business owners? If COVID spikes back up again, which is very possible considering some things we've been learning in the past couple of weeks, let's just say you are a performing artist and you wanted to have a concert for your new album, but there's COVID. You could host that concert inside of the metaverse, sell tickets, and everyone could still be able to engage with you from the comfort and safety of their homes. Now, punk health was a very new topic for me, and I didn't know what this was, so I went down a rabbit hole of figuring out what punk health is. So punk health is actually a trend in China, where Chinese people are starting to pair unhealthy habits with healthy habits to consider it a more balanced lifestyle. So for example, Chinese people feel like if I stay out all night and I get drunk, I shouldn't have to feel bad about it the next day. I had fun. I should just take a sleeping aid and drink some tea tomorrow and it'd be fine. So that's their perception of kind of like what we call in America work-life balance. In China, they're calling it punk health. Augmented humanity. AI gives people superpowers that they didn't have. It turns them into better copywriters, better videographers, better photographers. Augmented utility was a very new one for me. And I actually watched a podcast on this trend, and professionals are really forecasting that AI is going to become similar to your gas bill, your water bill, something that's directly piped into your home, meaning that AI is becoming something that we are going to be using every single day, not just for business use, but for personal use as well. AI solves the problem of depersonalized advertising by being able to serve a variety of custom ads to an individual based on their interests. So the more you use your phone, the more you watch your Netflix, those devices are building up data about the things that you like in order to serve you ads that they think that you're more likely to engage with. And you all can do the same thing for your business as well. Marketing and communications, which we're going to talk a little bit about today, and then open AI. So what we learned here with AI is that AI is not a new thing. This is something that they've been doing to us. The only thing that's new is open AI, which means that the average person now has access to these tools. So before you would have had to go on to school, take a coding class, be a computer technician, and have all of this education. Well, now you can just go to your Apple store and download ChatGPT. And you can leverage AI in an open source market. So let's discover some ways that you can embed AI into your workflow as a business owner. Actually, this one is for you. AI for HR. So, challenge using AI for HR. During a hiring blitz, it can be difficult to manage responding to all of your prospects. And it is also time-consuming creating business development documents for new hires. It can be a challenge considering diversity, equity, and inclusion in your application language as well. And what I mean by this last line with DE&I is, for example, I had a company come to me and say, we want to hire more African American people. When we look at our agency, it doesn't reflect the demographic of the United States. So we want to have a more diverse agency in order to be able to appeal to a different audience. How do we do that? Well, let's take a look at your job applications that you have on LinkedIn. Their job application said that they were hiring more Black people. color. You know what I'm saying? So it took for an actual person of color who understands the Black experience to be able to, coach them and say, you should use a more professional term, like African American, person of color, BIPOC, which stands for Black, Indigenous, person of color. There are so many terms to speak to a collective audience, but we have a challenge with that, with using a robot who doesn't necessarily have the human-like experience that we're going through. So, some solutions to these challenges with AI for marketing. We can use AI for personalized rejection or acceptance job responses. So ChatGPT can do that for you. You should be intentional about diversity, equity, and inclusion when you type in the prompt to these apps, because it's almost impossible for a robot to understand things like that, unless you tell it to. And then lastly, you can write your handbooks, your code of conduct, your guidelines, your policies, and all of those documents that you need to run a business much faster using something like ChatGPT. The results that I've seen from using these solutions is that AI really shoulders the burden of creating business development resources for human resources managers. It offers personalized messaging and faster responses to leads, which leads to an improved prospective perception of your brand. It also leads to improved efficiency for HR initiatives. Next, this is for you, AI for e-commerce. So the challenge that we see while using AI for e-commerce is that creating personalized content based on your audience segment is a time suck, because you need to form many variations of your copywriting, your imagery, and your videos in order to be able to appeal to a specific segment of your target audience. So an example of this looks like Courtney, owner of PC Media Tech and Tech Queens. We were just talking about a couple of audience segments that we have. So Courtney has this amazing product that relieves back pain and is very fabulous and stylish for the business owner. And so we have a couple of audience segments for this product. A business owner that travels, a college person, someone with back pain. And so we can kind of group these individuals into specific segments based on their likelihood to purchase the product. Now, some solutions to this. With AI, business owners can develop personalized packaging to keep branding consistent across platforms. And I have an example of that. And they've also forecasted that AI will foster experiential relationships with brands using the metaverse. Results from this: we can avoid depersonalized advertising with AI. That means serving every single person in the same room the same commercial. Messaging, images, and videos will be customized based on the potential customer's geographic location, their interests, job title, and more. AI for marketing. So some challenges that we see while using artificial intelligence with marketing is considering bias in the data. And that's important because the internet can be an ugly place, y'all. It's where people like to go and cancel people. They like to cyberbully people. And so if we're using pixels that are collecting data to spew out information to us, we have to consider if that pixel is also picking up some of the negativity and the ugliness that exists on the internet. We have to understand the customer journey. And so it's difficult for a robot or a system to understand the customer's journey from the moment they are aware of your brand to that conversion moment. It also can be difficult for AI to understand those unique audience segments without you actually telling it to. And then lastly, AI really takes the human out of it. It makes us feel left out. And people really need that human-like connection in order to get emotionally invested into your brand. So what can we do about this? We have to go beyond using AI to create content and content variants. We have to also use AI to test which creative direction our audience prefers. We can do this with synthetic focus groups. This is called reinforcement learning. So have any of you all ever done an A/B test? You done an A/B test? Nice. Okay, so an A/B test is when you have two ads and they slightly differ from each other, and so you can use Facebook or Google, any advertising platform, to run both of those ads to the same target audience and see which ad gets the most engagement. And then at the end of the test, that's the one that you're going to actually invest that bigger marketing budget into. So AI has learned to automate this system for us because A/B testing doesn't contribute to scaling the business. We lose money when we A/B test because we actually have to pay these platforms to run the campaign. So results from using AI for A/B testing is that you can leverage a larger data set with those pixels. And you can also save costs on conducting an actual focus group or running an A/B test by using synthetic focus groups. And I'll show you all the system and the platform that we use to do this. Any questions before we move on to our case studies? No. Yeah, come on, questions. We love inquisitive mind, comments, concerns, cries of rage.
Could you elaborate a little bit on the synthetic focus group?
Yes.
I know about doing the focus group in person, so.
Right, okay, so we got an example of that. So for example, to have a focus group, you would probably have to pay those people or give them some type of incentive to participate, which takes away from your ultimate goal, which is to make money. Instead, you can leverage one of these AI platforms I'm about to show you, and it's going to use the data across the entire web to be able to understand the probability of which ad is going to perform the best. So again, as you keep using these devices, your computers, you're constantly searching things every day on Google, on TikTok, on YouTube. All of these are search engines that are collecting your data and selling that data to advertisers. So now we don't have to ask you what you like. You already told us when you bought the iPhone. So that's pretty much a synthetic focus group. So with these case studies, this is the question we're going to answer, y'all. We're going to answer how are organizations using AI to gain a competitive edge. So the first one I thought was crazy scary, y'all. This took Walmart self-checkout to a whole nother level. Amazon Go is a new kind of corner store. So basically what Amazon has done is develop these gates that they have embedded into some stores into Chicago. And if you have your phone on you and that Amazon app is on your phone and you walk through that gate, you can basically shop and get everything you want and just walk out. And once you come back through this gate, Amazon is going to charge your Amazon account. So you don't have to use cash. You don't have to use your card. They just use the card that's on file. Scary, right? So we think about what this is going to do for jobs. There are so many people that work in corner stores that are now not going to have a job because AI has taken a job. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to learn how to work the robot so the robot don't work us, okay? We're going to lose our jobs if we don't understand how to use this technology. But if you know how to use this technology, you could be the person actually building, constructing, managing the logistics of these situations instead of just falling victim to them. So Amazon has developed a just walk out shopping experience using artificial intelligence. Basically, artificial intelligence just takes something that a human would normally do and it does it for you. The next option now, with e-commerce and thinking about how we can use AI, Pedigree actually uses AI to develop their packaging. So, do you all know how long it would have taken to make this many variants of one bag? As a graphic designer, y'all, I'm going to tell you probably a couple of days. And so what Pedigree has done is use AI to keep this same layout but customize the text and the images based on the product. So for an e-commerce brand, this is going to save you lots of time in terms of product development. And so they call this harvesting images. Instead of harvesting images and copywriting by hand, you can now leverage artificial intelligence to do that. It will separate those images into different categories and it'll help you grow exponentially online. Alright, so dating app, y'all. We're going to get into relationships and meeting your boo online. You know, during COVID, we couldn't go to the bar and meet a boo. We had to get on Tinder. So Tinder is now using artificial intelligence. So what Tinder is doing, they're collecting data from all of the users on Tinder in order to serve you specific people who they think you may be interested in, right? So they have a data analysis feature with this, and they've analyzed different machine learning techniques and picked up on specific patterns in order to understand their audience's preferences and interests in their potential partner. They have used this for matchmaking as well, serving you specific matches based on other people's usage history. And then they come out with this new feature here where if you had 3 photos and you couldn't choose which one to make your profile picture, it would use artificial intelligence to select a photo that's more likely to get you a match based on all of the data they've collected since they've been in business. A little less scary. So I felt like this one was probably a little bit more scary than the Amazon story, y'all. And so this is why you'll see me anytime I have my laptop, I always have the camera covered up. It's getting scary out here, y'all. So I have my camera covered up on my laptop and other devices that I'm using because motion artificial intelligence is a thing. Advertisers can track your facial expression after you see an ad to see how it made you feel. So if I had a sunscreen product and I served you a commercial and I showed a really bad sunburn, that motion artificial intelligence on your camera scans your face to see your reaction to it. Scary. Okay? This is similar to the voice artificial intelligence that we see with, for example, the Roku remote. So you have a Roku remote laying around your house. You think that once you press it and say, hey Alexa, do this, and then it does it, well that is listening to you all the time. Not just when you press it, all the time. That's the same thing with the Siri on your phone. That's the same thing with the Alexa, the Google device. All of those devices are sitting in our homes, gathering data on us in order to be able to serve us advertising that they think will be more likely to purchase. So as a business owner, how can you all get involved and actually start doing the same thing to your target audience? Saving money on testing, saving money on publishing campaigns that aren't going to do well, use AI. So thinking big, just circling back to this main idea here, and the fact that artificial intelligence is not new. It's just new to the open market. It hasn't been a time before where business owners and the average person can access these types of features. And so now we're seeing artificial intelligence become a market in its own because it's only so long these apps are going to be free. They're free now because they're new. But just like the AI itself, once they gather the information they need on us, because we're using the app, we're typing in prompts, we're giving them our ideas. Once they have enough data, $5.99. $5.99. If you all see everybody doing the AI yearbook trend, I downloaded the app and I did it too. Did you do the trend? $5.99. They already made their app $5.99. So I want to conclude today. You all can welcome to get you some more food, more drinks, and I want to do an action planning workshop. So I want you all to decide whether you would like to use ChatGPT or Canva. These are 2 free apps, and they can be accessed on your phone, your computer, your iPad, whatever type of device that you have. So if you decide to use ChatGPT, you're going to do a text-to-text exercise. So if you have a email marketing campaign that you know you're supposed to be doing, but you just haven't had the time, now's the time. You might as well go ahead and do that email marketing campaign. So think about after someone makes a purchase with you or schedules a consultation with you, what is the automated message that they receive? So do you have an opportunity for prospects to book consultations with you? Okay, well, we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. So, after someone books a consultation with you, you want to be able to send them an automated reminder or an automated thank you message, or if someone makes a purchase on your website, you want to be able to send them an automated message. And so today, you're going to use ChatGPT. In your example, she has an investment business where she's doing real estate. You would type into ChatGPT, create a post-purchase message for someone that just booked a consultation with a realtor at the investment company. Put your name, brand name in there and everything. ChatGPT is going to write an entire email for you. And I want you to copy that email and paste it into your notes and just save it for when you're ready to start doing some email marketing, okay? All right. And if you want to use Canva, let's just say you hadn't had time to do a photo shoot for a new product or a new service that you have. We're going to use Canva's magic feature to type in a specific image, and it's going to generate it for us. So over lunch, I want you all to try one of these 2 tools out. And if you need some help, just let me know. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. All right? Thank y'all again for joining.